Let's just jump right in. We're going to investigate a crime, one that's happening to all of us every single day. We're calling it the Great Attention Heist, and it's so sneaky, you probably don't even realize you're the victim.
You know the feeling, right? You sit down to work, you're all ready to go, and then an hour flies by. You've answered a dozen emails, scrolled through who knows how many feeds, jumped between 5 different things, but that one important task you needed to get done, yeah, it's barely been touched. If that sounds familiar, it's because this heist is an inside job.
So where do we start our investigation? Well, we've got to examine the crime scene. And the crime scene, it's our own mind. For a lot of us, it's a pretty chaotic place these days, just a constant buzz of information and interruptions.
You know, this quote comes from a really telling moment. A store owner was watching a woman on her phone, juggling this huge stack of boxes, totally oblivious to everything happening around her. And after she left, he just turned and asked, "Have we lost something?" It's a question that just kind of hangs in the air, doesn't it?
So there's actually a name for this feeling: continuous partial attention. It's that state of being connected to literally everything, but never really being present for anything. You know, you're in a meeting, but you're also kind of checking your email. You're with your kids, but your brain is still on that notification that just buzzed. You're not actually multitasking, you're just spreading your focus so thin it's almost useless.
And when you live in that state, it can lead to something researchers have a perfect name for: popcorn brain. See, every notification, every little ping, it gives your brain a tiny hit of dopamine, a little reward. And your brain, well, it loves it. It starts to crave it. Over time, your brain gets rewired to expect this constant, super fast stimulation, making it incredibly hard to just settle down and focus.
All right, so every good heist has its bad guys, right? So who are the thieves in this great attention heist? It's time to line up the usual suspects.
And suspect number 1, yeah, no surprise here. It's the pings, the buzzes, those little red dots that drive us crazy. Every single notification is a calculated attempt to pull your attention away from whatever you're doing. It's the most obvious weapon they've got. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the forensic evidence. In this study, people were doing a pretty basic task. When they heard a random sound, their reaction time was fine. But the second they heard a smartphone notification sound, boom, look at that jump. Their reaction time slowed down. A lot. This shows that even a sound you try to ignore is enough to put the brakes on your brain.
But here's the kicker. The real damage isn't just the 2-second interruption. The secret accomplice here is something called attention residue. When you switch tasks, even for a split second, a part of your brain is still stuck on the last thing you were doing. It's like a ghost of that task is still hanging around, clogging up your mental workspace. This is exactly why multitasking is a myth. You're not doing 2 things at once. You're just doing them both badly.
Okay, so we've got our external thieves all lined up, but here comes the plot twist, and it's a big one. This isn't just some outside attack. No, this is an inside job. Our own brains are helping the thieves get away with it. So, why would our brains betray us like this? Well, it's because we are fundamentally wired to chase after whatever is new. Our brains are designed to scan the horizon for something different. It wasn't a bug, it was a feature, a survival feature, that is.
Just think about it. 200,000 years ago, our ancestor who noticed the rustle in the grass, that new thing, was the one who didn't get eaten. But fast forward to today, and that exact same survival instinct has been totally hijacked. The new thing isn't a lion in the grass anymore. It's an infinite social media feed, a clickbait headline, another notification. Technology has turned our evolutionary superpower into our biggest weakness.
Okay, I know, this all sounds pretty grim. The thieves are sophisticated, our own brains are in on it. But this is not where the story ends. It is time for the counter heist. It's time to steal our attention back.
So, our first move? We have to understand what we're actually fighting for. See, there are 2 kinds of work. Shallow work is all that logistical stuff we can do while distracted, answering simple emails, scheduling things. But deep work, that's where the magic happens. That's the stuff that demands all your focus, pushes your skills, and creates real value. The attention thieves want to keep us stuck in the shallow end. Our mission is to fight our way to the deep.
And get this, according to the research, most people only have the mental gas in the tank for about 4 hours of that true, intense, deep work per day. That is it. So that focus time is incredibly precious. Protecting it has to be the main goal of our counter heist.
And let's be real for a second. Getting our focus back isn't about some magic productivity hack. Those are usually just short-term fixes that don't solve the real problem. Reclaiming our focus isn't a hack, it's a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice.
And this right here is the most hopeful piece of evidence we have. A whole bunch of research now confirms that attention isn't some fixed trait you're born with. It's a mental muscle. It can be trained. It can be strengthened. You can actually get better at focusing.
All right, we have our strategy. Now we just need the training plan and the security toolkit to pull this whole counter heist off and take back our minds.
One study came up with a simple 3-step workout for your brain. First up is anchoring. Before you even start, you make a conscious choice. Okay, for the next hour, my focus is on this and nothing else. Second is focusing. You actually do it. You point your mental energy at that one thing. But, of course, a distraction will pop into your head. That brings us to step 3, releasing. This is key. You notice the distraction, you acknowledge it, and then you just let it go. You don't fight it, you just release it and gently guide your focus back. Every time you do that, it's like a push-up for your focus muscle.
And while you're doing those mental workouts, you can set up a digital security system to help you out. I mean, your phone isn't just the source of the problem, it also has the tools to fix it. Use focus modes to block notifications you don't need. Set strict app limits on those apps that you know suck you in. And try making a really clean, boring home screen for when you need to work. You've got to build some fences to keep the thieves out. At the end of the day, your attention is the most valuable currency you have. And right now, there's an entire economy designed from the ground up to steal it from you. So every time you ignore a ping or choose that deep, hard work over the easy, shallow stuff, you're not just being productive. You're staging an act of rebellion. So the investigation is over. The choice is yours now. What will you choose to focus on?